Virginia State Police are investigating a deadly officer-involved shooting that happened in Lynchburg last night. Now, this is the 5th officer-involved shooting with injury to happen in our area in less than 2 months. WFXR's Anna McDougal spoke with experts and members of the community about these shootings. Anna, what are people telling you?
Kathleen, 25-year-old Raheem Damon Brown was killed in last night's incident. The shooting took place right here in this alleyway behind me. Experts say there are several factors that go into that split-second decision of whether or not an officer will fire their weapon. He says it should always be a last resort. Lynchburg police say deputies responded to the 700 block of Grady Street for reports of gunfire. The suspect attempted to escape police first in a car and then on foot. The chase ended in an alley on the 1400 block of 17th Street, where police say Brown pulled out a gun and the officer fired at him.
All of those factors, all of that decision making is usually done in a split second.
Criminologist and former police officer Dr. Todd Burke says officers have to keep several factors in mind, such as potential bystanders, environment, and the safety of other officers.
When is it legal? When is it justifiable to use deadly force? And just because an officer can fire the weapon doesn't mean they should.
Dr. Burke adds that officers do go through continuous training for these circumstances, but adds that there may need to be some changes made, including additional situational training.
There's so many factors that are involved, and that's why not only policy needs to be examined and re-examined, but also that should be part of the training process.
After an officer-involved shooting, the officer will be investigated by an outside agency before being allowed back on active duty. As for the shooting in Lynchburg, one neighbor tells WFXR he heard the incident happen, but wasn't sure what to think at first.
I heard like a shot. I assumed that it was these people up here that was shooting off fireworks.
Johnson says although it is heartbreaking to hear, he says he's not entirely surprised.
It bothers me, right? It bothers me because, you know, it happens so often.
He says he hopes the community and law enforcement can work together to prevent future tragedy.
Need to be more communication between the community and the police.
Now, again, the Virginia State Police are handling the investigation, and they say once it's completed, they'll hand their findings over to the Commonwealth's attorney for a final review and judgment. Live in Lynchburg, Anna McDougal, WFXR News.
Anna, thank you. This was just one of the 2 officer-involved shootings that happened last night. State police are investigating another in Goochland County. That's just outside of Richmond. Deputies say they got a call about shots fired and a woman screaming. When they got there, they say they tried to question a man about his involvement. That's when the man allegedly pulled out a gun and pointed it at deputies. They say they told him to drop it, and when he refused, that's when one of the deputies shot him. The man is in the hospital tonight. No word on his condition.